What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Ethereum today. It is the 7th day of January, and here we are down about 4% on the day with 8 hours roughly left. We've got $3,165 as the price right now. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. You know, overall, looking at the price action the way that it is here, to me, it seems like there are a lot of bullish implications. I mean, this... I don't know where you'd want to draw it from, but it seems like we've got a W shape here. It seems as though this is what is called an Adam and Eve double bottom. Look it up, Adam and Eve double bottom. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. It looks just like an Adam and Eve double bottom. Double bottoms are a little bit closer together normally. This is a little shifted upwards, but still, you know, it's the same kind of dynamic at play here. Just a little tilted to the upside. And I do think oftentimes Adam and Eve double bottoms, they are the consequence of an overall greater W-shaped pattern. So I do assume from here that Ethereum will continue to rise, will continue to grow in price. Hold on real quick, you guys. It probably will continue to grow in price. Even though we've pulled back a little bit now, I'm not really too intimidated by this. With that being said, this is a bearish engulfing candle, and that is a powerful signal. We just don't have a whole lot of volume. So I'm not really that intimidated. I want to look at the short-term stuff and then see where we can go from there. Typically, when you're in a consolidation phase, which I think we are, we're in some type of triangle here, some type of Adam and Eve, double bottom, whatever you want to call it. We're in this consolidation phase. Typically, your consolidation breaks one way or the other when you're at low levels of volume like we have now. So when we pick a side, whatever side that might be, when the volume comes in to back it up, whenever it starts to increase instead of decrease, that will likely validate... Hold on. That likely validates the move, right? If we were to break out to the downside and there was no volume, good, it might be a fake out. If we break out to the upside and there's no volume, that might be bad, right? Something to look for. We want to see volume back up the move wherever it is, but I do think that it'll take us to the upside. Looking at the 1 hour time frame here, zooming in a little bit, you are picking up volume. Relative to the 1 hour, this is a little bit of volume, to be fair. I'm not really that amused. A lot of volume at the lows might imply buying pressure is what that is. But prior areas of resistance finding support here. 1 hour RSI back at the oversold zone. Stochastics have reset and the MACD is reset as well. Look at all the bearish momentum you've built, right? Look at all this bearish momentum you've built here. And this is what you got out of it, right? Out of this whole move, you built the most bearish divergence you've seen out of this whole, not divergence, momentum that you've seen out of this whole move, and that's all you got from it. I'm not amused. I definitely think the Bulls have control and the Bears are, well, they're about to get creamed. We'll see. 4 hour time frame here. Looking at this, right at the 40, perfect area to bounce. Stochastics are at the oversold zone, means they're reset. The MACD's crossed red, but we're still bullish overall with the oscillators being above the 0. So we can come down. We can afford to cool off a little bit more and then rally later. I actually think we're closer to a low here than we are to go lower. We can go lower, but I think we're very, very near the low. If not, that's even possible to be the low. If this is the low, let's pretend that it is. What we're not going to do is this. I would love it if I'm wrong. If we do that, that's great, but look at the last time that we found a low. Right? What happened here? Well, we moved sideways, and then slowly but surely we moved up. What about here when we found a low? Did we just move up? No. We slowly moved up, then we consolidated, then we gradually shifted and moved up, right? So from here, we're not just going to do this, probably. From here, maybe we move up a little bit, and then we move down a little bit, and we move down a little bit more, and then we move up slowly but surely, and then we get to this point here where we're about to break out, and then the pace picks up, right? So we're probably not going to see prices above $3,300. I mean, maybe not for the rest of this week. This week ends on the 11th. Maybe it is sometime next week. Or at least just not, today or tomorrow. I do think that we're near a low, maybe even at the low. But we very well could have lower to go, or at least more time to consolidate here. From a low to a high. We did close below the 236. Do I take that low or should I take this low? That's the question here. Because from this low, this is a perfect area to bounce. From this low, this would imply that we go down to about $3,100, which $3,000 is a nice psychological level of support as well. So I don't know. Between here and there, we're within a $100 range away from the low if this is not the low here. Okay. I would expect at least some type of a pullback here, the RSI. But if we were to continue going lower, we could go to the oversold zone, and then maybe it is next week. Maybe it's the 12th or the 13th before we actually start to continue to move up, right? The RSI here, like equated to we were overbought. We were chilling up here for a little bit, and then we dumped down here. We were overbought. We were chilling up here for a little bit, and then we dumped down here. It's the same level. We moved up, and then we moved lower, right? We systematically moved lower. We could be here where we were here relative to this movement down. So it is possible that we even do go below $3,000. I'm not calling for that. Right now I think $3,000 will hold, but I'm just saying this move, at least as far as the RSI is concerned, and even the stochastics and the MACD, there's definitely room to come down, right? Here, your MACD was below the zero, okay? Here, we're well above it. I don't think that we're going to cross below it. I think that we will maintain readings above it. It's a little bit different, but still, we can go lower. We can afford to go lower. The stochastics can afford to go lower. The RSI can afford to go lower, and you still maintain this bullish posturing overall. We look at the daily time frame here, and again, this Adam and Eve double bottom, it just seems so obvious to me. If anybody's bearish here right now, hindsight is going to be a real B to you, man. Because it's so obvious, this Adam and Eve double bottom. These Adam and Eve double bottoms, you guys, are not anything you want to mess with. They're very reliable. They're very dependable patterns. And technically, this pattern is successful once we get above this high. So getting above 34.77 is instrumental in providing a breakout, in providing a little surge to the upside. And when we do that, when we break above about $3,500 there from a high to a low, the expectation is that we'd go probably to the golden ratio. 3,800, it's probably closer to $3,900 to $4,000, somewhere up here. And if we don't stop there, we could push higher to $4,300 to $4,600 as well, but it just depends. I think this $4,000 area is what we have to look forward to next. And we will either see that area come to fruition next week or the following week, sometime by the end of this month, though. I do expect Ethereum will be up there. Then the real question begins, right? Everybody's convinced that Bitcoin's in a bear market, and we were very much convinced that we're not in a bear market, right? Even at the lows on November 21st, I literally made a post on x.com that said, I just want to say that I'm very much confident that we were still in a bull market, right? I said that because it felt like we were in the midst of madness. Everybody's saying we're in a bear market. It's going to be hard to say that Bitcoin's in a bear market or that we're in a bear market whenever Ethereum is getting higher highs, whenever it's got a double bottom here and it's coming up. It's going to be really hard for people to start saying that we're in a bear market when Ethereum is only $1,000 away from its new all-time highs, right? When we're at like $4,000, this golden ratio zone. If we can come down, form higher lows, if we have higher lows and higher highs coming up to this, people are going to start thinking to the upside. Bear market theories are going to go away. If Ethereum bear market theories go away, that really builds out a case where Bitcoin's bear market theories don't make sense either, right? There's multiple ways that we could validate crypto is not in a bear market, and Bitcoin is the end-all be-all. It's the captain of the ship. But if the first mate's given us good signs, that can be rather promising as well. Looking at this, the stochastics are overbought. Nothing wrong with us resetting. This is what makes me think that, again, we're not going to move up today. We might consolidate a little bit, get the stochastics back to the 50, maybe even to the oversold zone, and then we move up. Okay? Getting oversold does not mean terrible drop. It can mean consolidation, right? Like here, let's see. Like here, yeah. We didn't have a terrible drop. We just consolidated. We were basically moving sideways. We hit the bottom of that range, reset our oscillators, and then we moved up, right? Might be the exact same thing. So, again, a little bit lower and then up. Cool off your indicators. The MACD is ready to cross above the zero, but we might find some turbulence here. I do assume that next week, if not the following week, should be good for Ethereum. And if I'm wrong, I would say that I'm wrong in the sense, if I was to expect which way I'd be wrong, it's not completely wrong, like to the downside. I would say if I'm wrong, it's instead of moving up next week, we move up sometime by the end of this week. I don't see that happening, but if I'm wrong, I would think that this move just happens faster, is all I'm trying to say, than anticipated. But if I'm right, this move will happen, but not now, not this week, sometime next week or the following week. We'll consolidate, we'll dilly-dally, and then we'll break. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye.